If you're a heating and air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, what are some of the ways for you to work through stall concerns or stall objections, and why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Sullivan Bell, coming to you live for HVAC technician sales secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and business, and a fantastic day to talk about you. At some point, you're going to meet with a buyer, and maybe today, where they have a stall concern, aka a stall objection, where they're pushing off on you saying, hey, I got to think about it. Now, there are some ways for you to work through this and come across the right way for the people that you meet with versus come across wrong. And one of the things that you may not know is you have time on your side. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see salespeople, entrepreneurs, anybody make when they're working through a stall concern is rapid fire question and answer. Now, you may have spent 30, 45 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours with the people you're meeting with. It's weird to think that now you have to speed things up. It's out of the norm. It's out of what is average in a conversation. It's like, we're talking back and forth. My tone, my pace, my speed is all the same. And then all of a sudden I want to think about it and I got to talk like this fast. It's okay to slow down. Like, you get the concern, you can slow down. You can think. You can count to 5. You can count to 7 to give yourself a couple of seconds to explain your retort, to ask your question, to engage with the person that you're meeting with. Here's the thing. If you've given a good presentation, you've given a good demonstration, you've earned the right to ask questions. Now, there are people who are like, they've got a motive and they're done. They're like, get out of here, sales dude. Get out of here, sales chick. There may be something else going on, and it's perfectly acceptable for you to ask questions around what's going on, especially if all of a sudden they become hostile. Now, you always want to look for hostile actions. Not like, hey, I have to prove that that person's being hostile to me, but like, what changed in their demeanor? They may be feeding off of energy. They may be nervous. Like, if it's a big purchase, the average person does like 3 big purchases every 3 years. They buy a car. They may buy like an RV. They may buy a nice piece of jewelry. Like, they're not... If you're in sales and you're doing sales every day, you see more deals in 1 month than most people will ever see in their lifetime, right? I mean, more sales presentations, more contracts, more negotiations. Now, here's the thing. If you want to be better at sales, you want to be good at what you do, you should absolutely join my email publication. Go right here, type this into a browser right here, type that URL into a browser, put in your name, your email address, maybe your phone number. I'll give you the goods. Not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel, which means private coaching, private training, discounted coaching, discounted training. It's an email publication. You'll freaking love it. All right. So to remember, your role and your responsibility is to stay playfully curious. Like, oh, that's kind of interesting, right? Like, that's like this tone, wouldn't have imagined that you would have said that. Okay. Not, hey, wouldn't imagine you wouldn't have said that. Like, there's the skillfully playful versus the aggressive. Playful's way up here. Aggressive's like kind of not the good place for you to be. Okay, so somebody comes to me and says, hey, Scott, I got to think about it. Okay, cool. My first answer is always, that's perfectly fine and normal. It's meant to diffuse the situation for the consumer, for the buyer, but also for me to go perfectly fine and normal. That's perfectly fine and normal. No big deal. And then I have some questions. Okay, so I'm going to try to give you the same pace, speed, tempo, and the way that I would do this. You, my friend, say, hey, Scott, I got to think about it. I go, hey, that's cool. That's perfectly fine and normal. I'm just kind of curious. If everything were perfect, would you do it? And they're going to say, yes, I would. Okay, cool. What's not perfect? And then stop talking. Okay, so let's say I go, hey, if everything were perfect, would you do it? And they go, no. Now I have the ability to go, okay, well, where did I drop the ball? Whether they say yes or no to that question, you have the opportunity to dig in. Another couple of questions. Is that a polite way for asking for a discount? Playful, not like aggressive, okay? Is that a polite way of saying no? Like, notice the head tilt. Is that a polite way of saying no? And lastly, I'm just kind of curious. You got a better offer? Right? Just be aware that sometimes people do have a better offer and they don't want to tell you about it. Be aware that sometimes people will say they have a better offer and they don't. Like in their mind, they have some rando number that they think that something should cost based upon something they read on a forum on the internet. And so you're going to have to slow things down and dig in and peel the layers of the onion back. But remember, it's a conversation, not an interrogation. It's a conversation, not an interrogation. Have some fun, be playful, but not be aggressive. You got one of three things to do from here. Just one of three. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, you know what you got to do. Share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.